What's up, guys? So in today's video we'll be building this services section, and I'm not going to lie, this video actually came from, I don't know if it's a subscriber, but he commented on one of my videos. I will show his comment right now. So he was asking if I could do a service section for SEO and stuff like that, but I didn't want it to do like the exact thing he said. But I was going through a website I did for a client, and I saw one of the services section I did. So I just say I should show you how I did it. So it's basically you'll see like a short description, then when you hover over it, you see like a more detailed um, description of that particular service. So let's code it out. All right, so I have VS Code opened, and I have brought in the images we'll be using. It's actually I'm using Astro, so you can use whatever framework you want, and you can even do it with HTML and CSS if you wish to do that. I also brought in the content as well, and you can use your own content. And I brought in the puppies font, and I'm using Tailwind, so I already set up some default styles. So this is not really an Astro tutorial, just basically showing you how to create a nice service section. And again, I might not do it. Okay, I'll make this part exact, but I might skip this part. Okay, so the first thing first of all do is to create bring a section tag, and inside the section tag we'll have a div, and I will give this okay, let me just outline the whole stuff. So inside this div we just map over the services. So say dot map should be services, it should be service. Then inside this we'll have a div. Inside that div we'll have another one, but this would be a closing div. So we say okay, then underneath we have another one again. Okay, I guess I will just keep this for now, but I'll bring it back. Or let me just place in the div. I'll get rid of the closing one, and this should be an image, and this image will be the service image. Then this will be the name, so we say service dot title. Yeah, then we'll wrap this image in another div. So let me cut this one and paste it right here. So let me save and see what we have. All right, cool. So I'm getting this error because this type metadata. Let me just use the image component that Astro gives to us. So the images should come in right now. All right. Still under this one, we'll bring in the h3, and we'll call this service.title. And lastly, we want to show the details. Then this will be inside the div too, and this will be inside span, and this will be service details. All right, so that's all for the structure of the code. Let's just start adding some styling to make it look nicer. So first off, you can see I'm doing this in the index.astro file, and it's not really best practice to do that, because this should be, what I'm doing here should be on a separate component. But since it's just this, I just decided to do it on the index file. But if you are building an actual website, this should be on a separate component on its own. All right, that being said, let's start styling this. So say we just enter this on the screen and say grid, place items center. Then this will be 100 vh, and I think that's all. Yeah, that should be all. So if we go right here, it's being centered, but the image is making it it's causing an overflow, which will still fix. Then we'll give this class of container to add some spacing for the left and right. You can see that it's still adding the spacing right here. Then for the card themselves, okay, let's just, okay, let me leave, I'll do this last because it's just to add display grid. Let me style the card themselves. So for the card itself, we'll give this class of relative, because we'll be adding absolutes to the details. We'll give this a background of 400, rounded will be XL, text will be center, we'll add the margin bottom of 6, and for the last child we add the margin bottom of 0. Then at medium squeeze and up, we'll add the margin bottom of 0 as well, and set the overflow to be hidden. All right, cool. Then the next thing to do is to style this and add some, basically this right here is this opacity, this dark stuff. So we'll say add a class and say we'll set the set it to absolute. Then what is the index of 10 to be at the top? Then set the top to 0, left to 0. Should take the full width, and the height should be full as well. Then the background will be black, the opacity will be 0. Then we'll add the transition, and we'll set the opacity to we'll set it to opacity rather. Then the duration will be, let's just use 300. All right, cool. So you can't see that right now because we are setting the opacity to 0. So if I say it should be 10, and why is that not showing? Let me get rid of this two stuff first of all. Yeah, so it's coming in. So set this back to 0. Set this back to 0. All right, cool. So let's style this image div, and we'll just add a overflow ADNS, because when we hover over this, we don't want the image to shoot out of its container. For the image itself, we'll just let's just add it here, add the class, and we'll set this to transition, This will be transformed. In the duration, we just set it to 500, and this should not be transformed again. Yeah, so let's add the hover state for this. So when we hover over this card, which is this right here, we want this image to scale in. So can do that by adding a group. So this is more like a chain. Then since a group is being added, this group is being added to this parent, we can have access and manipulate the other children. So for this, I'll just do it here and say group over, then we want the scale to be let's say 1.1, and should be an hyphen right here. So you can see that it's scaling in as we want. Okay, so for the history, we'll just add the class, set this to padding of 4, text of white, add the font of, I believe, well, the text of white, but let me just do this here. Say the text size or the font size should be 1.1 rem, and we'll add the font weight of 500. All right. While for the details part, we'll add a class and we'll set this to absolute. We'll give this the same index we gave to the overlay. Then this time the top will be 25 rem. So let's see. So it's hiding underneath because of I think we added it right here. Yeah, overflow hidden. So if assuming we've gotten rid of this, the text would have overflown, as you can see right here. So that's why we added this right here. So we also need to give this a height of 4, width of 4. We'll set the left to 0, add the padding of 4 all around, then transition will be all, then the duration, let's use a higher number this time. But you can play with all these values and change the colors to what suits you best. Then if you save, okay, then for the span itself, we'll give this a font size of 200, text will be white, then we'll give it a font weight of 500. Yeah, we can't see that right now, but these are being implemented as it should. So why am I getting, cannot find name? I believe this is what it does sometimes. There's no issue I see. I don't know why it keeps messing up like that. Okay, that's fine. Then for bigger screens, we just want to come to this div we left out right here and say for medium screens and up should be grid, and we'll add grid codes and set it to 2. Then we'll set the gap to 5. Then we'll get to large screens, we'll set the grid codes to 3. So if we open now, you see that this is coming in nice, and I'm using only 3, but the initial one I used about actually the client added this one by himself because I'm using Sanity for the backend, but I started with 6. So but for this, okay, it's not bad. Then let's just add some spacing for this part. So we say py for top and bottom, we just say 10. That the spacing, okay, yeah, okay, not bad. Then when we get to medium screens, we can just get rid of that because we don't need it anymore. Okay, I believe the last thing to do is to show the overlay when we hover on the actual parent container, which is this one. So we'll come right here and set the group, add hover, and say opacity should be, let's say, what should we use? Let me use 80. So this one is nice. Then we also need the details, the description, yeah, details, I mean, to come in. Then to do that, it's still the same process. You just add the group and say group, hover, set it up to 0, group again on hover. We set the display to be flex, again on hover. The item should be center, and on hover the justify should be center as well. So if you hover over it now, you can see the text is coming in, and if we make it big, it's still coming in. Nice. So let's just add this title because it doesn't make sense. Let's just put a title right there quickly, and we say, just say h2 and say services. Then let me just center it. I believe that will be much better. So say text center, font of 600, then give it a text size of 200, or let me make it 400. 400 quite small. 500. So I believe I will just use a arbitrary number. Okay, now just add an MB of 4, and on medium screens and up I can just bump up the text to be like 3 rem. So let's see. Okay, but that's too big. Just say 2.5, and I'll increase the font to 700, and this should be 2. I'll work with this. I wanted to leave it at the left hand side, but this is not bad. You can further customize this to your own style. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you found the video helpful, and do well to leave a like and share the video to someone. See you next time.